Hey guys, I'm back. This is my Buffalo apartment that you guys have seen me do vlogs in before in videos. If you guys follow me on social media or are up to date in my life at all, you know that I was in England for the last month. I lived in Manchester while playing shows there and in Newcastle, London, Liverpool. I thought that this video would be kind of fun to put out. I made amazing friends and they all helped me to figure things out and also tell me when I was saying something wrong. So I made a list. I'm going to try to go through it pretty quickly because a lot of these are just bullet points, things that maybe you don't know. If you have any further questions, let me know in the comments and I'll explain better. So you need a TV license just to have cable. There are certain words that I used that people didn't understand, like spicy, when a story is spicy. I met this guy Jordan from Ireland and he said he was going to start using spicy all the time because he thought it was so funny. They don't have Thanksgiving over there because obviously no one, went into their country and took it over. I went over there in October and Christmas decorations were already in all the stores. I mean, Aldi had an entire aisle filled with decorations and they do celebrate Halloween, but it's really not that big of a deal. Someone told me that the reason they could tell I was American without even knowing me is that I was walking on the right side of the sidewalk. Because in America, I guess, we have this thing in our heads where we know to walk up the right side of the staircase, the right side of the sidewalk, and I would constantly have to, let people go by me. I wasn't even walking correctly over there. Speaking of those streets, there's barely any room to walk on the sidewalk because people park right on top of the curb, so far in that I don't even know how some joggers were running past them. You can park with a car this way and another car this way and it's completely fine. There's no such thing as jaywalking, by the way. I mean, the driving situation was absolutely crazy. I mean, people were so aggressive. The buses, you would get so close to a cyclist. The streets were so narrow. I was scared. If I went back over there to live, I would never be able to trust myself driving. People really do say cheers all the time. Proper. All the time. I haven't had proper breakfast yet. Of course, it sounds stupid coming out of my mouth. I was talking to my friend and he asked me if I wanted to have whiskey and it was 5 o'clock and I said, no, I don't want to be a lush that early. And he said, what do you think lush means? Apparently in Wales, lush means beautiful woman, someone you're very attracted to. It's a compliment. But in America, lush means like a trashy girl who's drinking all the time, alcoholic. They don't understand what banana peppers are. I went to pizza with this guy. He said, well, what do you usually get in your pizza? And I said spinach, banana peppers, and black olives because I'm weird. And he said, banana peppers? At London, Newcastle, Manchester, no one knows what banana peppers are. And he kept saying, well, we have yellow peppers, yellow bell peppers, but no, they're different. They're like jalapenos that are just yellow and not as spicy. I cannot believe that no one knows what banana peppers are. Cadbury is the #1 chocolate out there. And unfortunately, I don't like Cadbury. Never have. Not really any Hershey's. Their chocolate is not good. I feel a little bad. They also don't have like Reese's cups and stuff. They don't really like peanut butter at all. At least the people that I talk to, which is fine because I don't like peanut butter. Relationships are really different out there. Besides the fact that sex is very casual, they're just a lot more comfortable with their bodies. There's not this stigma against having sex too early in a relationship. They don't even bother telling you that they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend up front. So I would be talking to people for hours, days even, and then they would mention that they had a boyfriend or a husband or a wife, and I was just shocked because we let you know so early in the friendship. Maybe it's because we're insecure here, but yeah, no, it was interesting. People are really, really nice over there. They were the most friendly people I've ever met, actually. People actually buy rounds out there, which is not something my friends and I do. There's no such thing as like, oh, like I'll take this when you buy the next one. So people were a lot nicer and traveled like an hour to come see me if they lived in Liverpool or Stockport. Their exit signs are really weird too. It's not just the bold exit, it's like a little guy running. Everyone lives together. There's no social stigma about, oh, you still live with your friends, you still live with your parents. It's very hard to find places to live out there that are cheap. So there are cases of 6 or 7 roommates. Even people who buy their flat still need help paying. So it was nice to live in an area that it didn't matter where you were living or who you were living with, how many people. The public transportation was amazing. There were buses that came every 20 minutes. They were pretty much always on time. They would start driving before you were even sat down. Public transportation was really good out there, really convenient, cheap, not a hassle at all. Absolutely everything was so cheap out there. I mean, you could buy 2 liters of soda at Aldi for 17 pence. Here, you buy a single of Jameson and it's $5. Over there, it was $2.65 and people thought that that was kind of pricey when I was in Liverpool. Pints of cocktails for 2 for £12.50. It's amazing. I saved so much more money out there. I went to Aldi and bought 2 weeks worth of groceries for about 17 pounds, where here probably would have been $60. Newcastle and Manchester were pretty cheap. Liverpool actually was too. London, obviously that's just like like our New York City, so don't want to lump that in. A lot of this is generalization, especially from where I stayed. Something that was consistent everywhere is the fast food out there was terrible. Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell, I tried all because I was very excited that they had vegan patties and McDonald's. Everything sucked. I'm sorry, but the onion rings weren't good. The veggie burger was different than ours. It was more like 2 patties instead of a burger. Taco Bell actually had full beans instead of refried beans. You know, they're very healthy over there, and I think it takes away a lot of the taste. And a lot of people I talked about that, they didn't really understand because that's all they've ever known, but believe me, I could tell. I can tell that America is more unhealthy, and so I'm happy to have this kind of fast food again. The music scene was amazing. It's interesting because no one out there uses like guitar picks. A lot of the music is very melancholy, soulful, very sad and slow paced, and then I would go up there with my like Avril Lavigne style of music. So I stood out a lot and I really enjoyed that. But everyone is so amazing in Manchester. I swear it's like I was in Nashville or LA for the month because everyone was so talented, and you just watch and you think, well, if they're not famous, then how am I gonna get famous? Some more words that didn't make sense. I told someone to go upstairs and use the bathroom shower, and I said, well, you just take the one faucet and you turn it up. And this guy said, faucet? What do you mean? I forgot that it's tap over there. They're faucets, I'm gonna call them that. They have 2. So one is warm and one is cold, but they're so far apart that I felt like I had to like burn my hands with the soap for a second and then cool them off on the other side of the faucet. And it was also not ready tidy, so I would go to turn something off and I'd put it on full pressure and get myself all wet. So my one friend, I said I liked his jacket, and he said, thanks, it's my cagoule. And then I said, your kegel? Your what? Apparently cagoule is a raincoat over there, and I was dying because I never heard that before. There are no outlets in the bathroom, and it frustrated me to no end. I like putting my phone over there. I'm charging it while it's on the sink. I like having my speaker charging and playing music. I've got my curling iron, my flat iron. In America, I really enjoy having an outlet in the bathroom. I have multiple outlets in mine, and I have an extension cord in there because I like to have multiple things plugged in. So my hair looked like a mess the entire time because I'm sitting in this hippie's Airbnb bed with my laptop on my lap, trying to use the webcam to curl my hair, and everything was terrible. I'm addicted to Monsters. Probably have not mentioned that to you. You might have seen it on my social media, but I love Monsters. They're always so expensive over here. They're like $2 to $2.65, $2.89. They're always $1 in the UK, and it was blowing my mind because I had one like almost every day, which is not healthy. But also you had to be over 16 to buy Monsters. They have this whole special, I don't know if it's a law or something, but every single time I went to buy a Monster, I got ID'd, which was so annoying. If you look over 25, they don't even bother IDing you. But if you look like you're under 25, they've got to make sure you're above 16, which was so odd. Like, what? It's just caffeine. You don't have to do that for coffee. To the people that I met, they were really annoyed about traveling. They were very annoyed about the public transportation system in general in the North, which was funny because I thought it was amazing. It's better than any other public transportation I've ever had. I mean, even the Ubers, the minimum for an Uber was £1. So there were so many Ubers I took that were £3 to £4, where here it's $6 minimum. And I understand there's the pound to dollar conversion rate. Not everything I'm saying is completely accurate, but still everything was cheap over there. And transportation was so easy. So when people didn't want to travel 4 hours to get down to London, it baffled me because I've driven 4 hours to go to Cedar Point in Ohio because everything is so close. I mean, you can travel the entire United Kingdom, Scotland, all the way down to London in like 9 hours by train. And that seems amazing to me, but it's too much for some people and they will never leave where they are. I guess Americans are used to everything being so spread out that 4 hours is just nothing. Obviously, there's no taxes on goods, which was really nice because I always hate going to the dollar store here and spending $1.08 when the thing is only $1. Also, you didn't have to tip your waitresses or your bartenders over there because you're actually paid well enough. Again, with the cheapness, the movie theater ticket at, like, seriously, not even matinee, 8 o'clock at night, going to go see the Joker, £6.50. If I go to the AMC here, it's like an $11 ticket, plus, you know, you're breaking the bank with the popcorn and the drink. But with that being said, they don't have artificial butter on their popcorn. What? So the guy I was with, he said, do I want sweet or salty popcorn? And I was like, what kind of question is that? Apparently, they only have a sweet tasting popcorn and a salty. Weird, because I'm the kind of person at the AMC who like gets a third filled up and then puts butter and then gets another third and then butter, and it's like sopping wet. So don't worry, I'm going to the movie theater on Saturday and I'm going to make sure that I get what I need. This is a generalization, but most of the doors at restaurants pulled inwards. What? Because if there was a fire, we're all gonna crowd the front door and push out. How are you supposed to do that if everything pulls inward? They don't have toilet paper or paper towels. It's all kitchen rolls or toilet rolls, which I guess makes sense. Their toilets are their bathrooms. So when I would ask people where the bathroom is, they'd be like, what? Oh, the toilet. What I noticed on the way to the planes is that you actually have to get on like the tarmac of the airport and you have to climb up the stairs to get into the plane. So I was standing outside in Dublin in the pouring rain trying to get onto this plane. I was not happy about that. I had to buy special extension cords. Oh, you know what? Here, let me find it. Just because I have it right here, I'm gonna show you what I mean instead of just telling you about it. I had to spend, well, my mom actually bought this. It was like $50 for this converter. I don't exactly know the power wattages that they have. Their outlets would not support a curling iron or a laptop charger. So this is what the UK one looks like. It was really annoying having to charge everything. And when I told the guy that I had to buy this, he said that he didn't like how we don't have off switches on our outlets that they do. The Netflix was a lot better. I got to watch some of RuPaul's Drag Race and I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So that was good for me. Everywhere they have contactless cards, which was so much more convenient. I actually freaked out about a week before I was leaving that I didn't have a contactless card without foreign transaction fees. So I booked one right away and oh my gosh, it saved me so much headache. I mean, everything. You just tap it and you go. It's funny the things that are normal to them, like we have Walmarts and Wegmans and Tops markets, at least in Western New York, but they have Tesco Expresses. So like that's their grocery store. They have Costa Coffee, where we have Tim Hortons and Dunkin' Donuts. A couple more notes I have. Rice does not come free for restaurants. So I ordered from Chinese restaurants and Indian restaurants. And it wasn't until the third time I realized that there's a box to buy rice because it just comes free for us here. The trees actually are cut for the buses because the buses are, you know, double deckers and they're so tall that they hit the trees and they scrape against it. You can actually see that they're cut like a U formation. It was also a lot warmer there than everyone told me it was going to be. It was like 15 degrees warmer than Buffalo. The whole time I was there, I came here and it was like a shock getting out of the airport. So I don't know what people are talking about. Yes, it's rainier. I only saw the sun 4 times maybe in the last month, but it was warmer. And apparently it only snows there like once a year, so they have that going there for them. They don't have crunchy Cheetos out there. I thought that was really funny because I love crunchy Cheetos. Apparently it doesn't pass their regulations, which is why I think a lot of their fast food doesn't taste as good as ours, and maybe they don't have the greatest snacks in their stores because they have a better regulated food administered. So the FDA might pass a lot of things that aren't very good for you, but the UK doesn't allow that. So crunchy Cheetos were only found in the souvenir shops in London. You could be in a pub in Manchester and meet someone from Ireland, Scotland, London, Newcastle, Carlisle. It was so interesting and fascinating, and it was a great experience. So I think that's all of my notes. I had an amazing month in the UK. I'm dying to go back. I really am. I hope that you thought some of these differences or similarities were interesting. There was a huge learning curve and I try not to make a fool of myself too many times, but I know it happened. It was just a lot of fun. It was a great experience and it just makes you realize how different we are from other countries. I have so many great memories and friends from it. Please like, comment, subscribe. I would love to know what you think about everything I just said. And yeah, so you guys have a great day. Bye.
You've been acting kinda quiet, do you need some attention? What a coincidence, 'cause I do too. Who cares if it isn't real? We can help each other feel. So let's do what we're lonely